Next, DG NTA. Next, WHO country head. Next, Permanent Secretary General Services Office. Former Permanent Secretary General Services Office. will be for journalists in the House. Moderator in chief, Willie Bassett. Next, challenge Friday. Okay. Next, AIT Media Club. Next, Voice of Nigeria. Right. We want to thank you, Nigeria. You've seen that second dose.
What about people that took?
What is that?
Are there no people here that took the first dose that will take the second
They are
dose?
telling. They are telling, sir.
No, those that took here. There are some that took outside. Oh, your time is not time for them now. Yours is different.
Yes. All right. So we want to thank you. You see that we're taking the second here today. We are encouraging Nigerians to do so. Well, at this point in time, we have one of our colleagues who are some techies. By the time we finish that, we will now meet on the 14th of next month. Thank you. So thank you very much for staying on with us. We would meet definitely next month on the 14th of June. So join us then. Good evening.
Revision classes on television for students in secondary schools in English and mathematics will commence on the NTA. The revision classes will transmit Mondays to Fridays from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. This is organized in preparation for the various national examinations and orders. This is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Education. Revision classes on television for students in secondary schools in English and mathematics will commence on the NTA. The revision classes will transmit Mondays to Fridays from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. This is organized in preparation for the various national examinations and orders. This is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Education.
Agebenu Omoha is a graduate of Benue State Polytechnic, Ubokolo, from the Department of Graphic Art. He is very passionate about his work and has made it a point of duty to add value to young and aspiring artists. He goes from school to teach different aspects of art expression.
This batik is being produced. The batik you see people wear, like the Yorubas and the Cameroonians wear most of the time, how they produce them. This is the processes on how they go about it. Like what you can see here are the materials. This is the one we melted. The reason why we melt this one is because there are some places you don't want a dye to absorb on the fabric. So you apply the wax on the fabric to make sure that the dye don't penetrate that place. That is the reason why we use the candle wax. As for the rest, they go together, but the candle wax stands alone. And for the brush you are seeing here, you can use the brush to use in making designs on the fabric. I'll spray the fabric and then we'll begin to apply the candle wax on the fabric. To dry for about 5 minutes, and then we'll prepare the dye stuff before we can dye it. Now this is the warm water that we're going to mix our dye chemicals in before dyeing. You don't have to allow the water to boil very well, because if it boils and it's very hot, when you dip this fabric in it, to melt the wax away. And then these are the dye stuff. We have two colors, one color, they are both green. So you pour everything in the water. Mix everything in the water. So the next thing you do now is to soak the fabric in the dye stuff that's already prepared. We are now soaking it. You can see the white area. That is the area of the candle wax. The candle did not allow the dye stuff to penetrate. So rinse it in this normal water. The reason why I'm going to rinse it is because of the caustic soda. If you don't rinse it, that caustic soda, if you use it and sew any cloth and then you put it